Hi, and welcome to another video from Road to Freedom Life Coaching. My name's Kathleen, and today I'm going to be making this video about how to create a base of peace for our life here. You know, we come here so excited to learn and grow and learn things and understand and experience so many different things on earth. We want to experience all the emotions, all the feelings, all the things a physical body can go through and achieve. And we're so excited to get here and start on that journey. And yet somewhere in the midst of all this, as we're growing and becoming adults and then making it to adulthood, we can lose our excitement about life, our excitement about being here and learning and growing. And what seems to take over our life instead are feelings of stress, fear, anxiety, hurt. You know, so many different emotions come up. And that's all part of being here. That's all part of learning and growing and experiencing life as a human, and in this human body. And so since you're watching this video and you're interested in having more peace in your life, if that's why you have clicked on it, this video should guide you to some exercises that you can do every day to help yourself have a life here that has more peace, more freedom from having emotions control you, or freedom from allowing others to control how you feel and how your day is going. And that's a lot of what we need to learn here. We need to learn how to be free, even though we are living in this body which has many challenges, and in a time that has many challenges for us. So let's talk about just a regular day for a person. You wake up, and for many people right now, they are not really getting enough sleep. So right there, your body is going to be somewhat stressed out because it needed more sleep. It's tired. But for a lot of people, turning the brain off at night and allowing the body to sleep without waking up at like 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning and not being able to go back to sleep, when that happens, it's very stressful on the body. And it can also age a person, and it can also bring down our immune system. So the body needs rest, it needs sleep. So that's one of the things that everyone will have probably come up sometime in their life, that they won't be getting enough sleep. So let's say you wake up that morning and you've only gotten 3 or 4 hours of sleep. Already you're under stress because the body is saying, I don't feel that great. So you wake up, you either get yourself a nice green drink or some coffee or tea, whatever it is you have in the morning, hopefully some breakfast, and you're already having to rush out the door. And you're getting to work and you're having to deal with traffic, and you're having to deal with maybe somebody's taken the parking space you usually use, and all of a sudden more stresses start coming up. Maybe you get to work and your boss is not in a very good mood that day, or your coworkers aren't, and so you try to ignore things and you try to just get on with what you have to do and get through your day. You get some lunch, you're able to finish your work day out, and you're on your way home. And do you ever wonder, what is this all about? I do this every day, and I'm not sure, where did all the fun go? Where did the excitement for living go? And it's very easy to blame it on others, and sometimes others do contribute a lot to our stress. But there are things that we can learn to do, if we practice them, that can take our stress levels down considerably and raise our peace level. So you go and you have these regular work days, and maybe you've had a wonderful day, and we have a variety, don't we? We have some days that are just wonderful and amazing, and we have other days that we just wish we hadn't even gotten out of bed. That's universal. So on top of that, then you have those days where your partner, the love of your life, just bites your head off for something, or your friend, there's a disagreement, you're not understanding each other, then that's stressful. And then you add on other stressors of your friends having a hard time and you trying to be there for them. And then there's money stress, and stress of, if you're single, am I ever going to find someone again? And so there are a lot of stressors here for us in society now. And I'm sure you're well aware of that. So what are some things that we can do that can help? And one of the things that is really being proven scientifically right now is the fact that if you can take up the practice of meditation, for 15 minutes in the morning, this is showing to have a huge effect on a person's mental, emotional, and physical state during the day. And if you've never meditated before and you need help with that, there are so many different YouTube videos you could watch. I've got a couple right here on my site. I'm in my list of videos, or you can go to my site and watch something there. So why do we need this in life? Why do we need to meditate? Well, when we meditate, what happens in the body, one of the things is we have a base then of some peace, a base of safety, and a base that we can always come back to in a time of stress. So let's take just a normal situation of, maybe being in a place where you're going to get some lunch, and you've got so much time till you have to be back at work, and maybe they're training somebody new right then, and you're going, oh no, and as the clock ticks away, your stress is raising and raising and raising, and inside the body you're going, but I'm hungry. If I skip this, I'm not going to be able to finish my workday very well. Or I could be hurting, my stomach will be hurting, whatever it is. Competing with the stress of, I got to get back to work, I can't be late, if I clock in late, this is going to become a problem, and so there's some stress going on there. And so you decide to wait in line, and other people are now getting stressed out because they're having to hurry also. and someone turns around with a drink in their hand and bumps into you, and it goes all over you. And it's like, this can be just what you needed to allow yourself to kind of explode like a volcano, or at least you feel like you want to. So learning to have a base of peace, you would be able to, instead of being upset in line, upset that somebody has just spilled something all over you, you would be able to access the skill you have to touch base with that peace and to calm yourself down, even in situations that can be very stressful. And, you know, worrying about getting back to work on time is a smaller stress than, you know, maybe getting, you know, of course, then getting in an accident or having your marriage break up or losing your job. But really, as far as energy goes with us, what we can touch base on one level of stress, we can learn to do even on a stress level that is much higher for us. And meditation has been one of the things in life that can retrain our brain how to, instead of go in fight or flight and get really upset and just want to fall apart, we can train the mind to go to this peaceful place instead. So how do we do that? We do it by practice. Practice, practice, practice every day. And it doesn't have to be some elaborate, technical meditation you're doing. You don't even have to say any certain words. What would be helpful if you could just start every morning when you wake up? Start your day when you first open your eyes, looking around and thinking of maybe 10 things you're grateful for. And I mean very simple things like, you know, I'm grateful for this pillow. I'm grateful for the blanket that my sister made me. I'm grateful, you know, that I can hear rain on the roof, or, you know, very simple things. It could be big things too. I'm grateful for my lover. I'm grateful for my children. I'm, you know, whatever you want. But try to think of 10 things before you get out of bed that you're just grateful for. And then once you have some time in your morning, maybe, you know, 10, 15 minutes, find a place to get comfortable. Find a place where you won't be so distracted. Now, if you're a mom or a dad that is home with children, you might have to find a time to do this when they're still asleep. You might have, you know, in the morning, you might have to find a time to do this when they are having a nap. Some parents will end up going into the bathroom just to have some alone time for 10 minutes. Whatever you have to do, make time in your day to do this. You will be so glad you did. And for a very simple meditation, if you can do just a couple things to help balance your body while you're meditating, this will help you a lot. So, you know, I talk all the time about how we are made of energy, and we actually have poles to our body. And so we want to have a balance between these poles. And so if when you meditate, you could take your left foot and cross it over your right foot in some way, and then take your left hand and just put it, you know, just gently touching your collarbone, and then take your right hand and cover your left hand and touch the other side of your collarbone. And just, if you want to do it right now, just lightly touch there and just breathe deeply. Breathe down into the belly. And when you do this, if when you're breathing in, you can have your tongue touch the top of your mouth. And then as you breathe out, let your tongue come down and just relax against your teeth. And if you can do that for just a minute or two before you meditate, that's going to help you really balance the energy system in the body. And you will be able to feel a real sense of quiet and peace while you're meditating. And as you meditate, if you close your eyes and just make sure you're breathing nice deep belly breaths. And just imagine that you can see people you love, that if you want, you could imagine seeing our beautiful little planet right out there in space. And see yourself as you breathe out, surround these beings with a beautiful pink and green cloud. And that cloud is peace and love. And if you can do that and just feel the compassion for this whole planet, just feel yourself, feel compassion for everyone on it. Just let your brain go there and relax and just breathe in and breathe out peace and compassion. And just try to do that for about 10 minutes. And what will be happening is you will be retraining the brain to have a base of peace. And what's wonderful now is all the scientific evidence that we have of this occurring. Once you can do this, and once you can, when you are in a stressful situation, allow yourself to feel that base of peace. You can do that with your eyes open. Just feel yourself breathing deeply. And as you breathe out, just breathe out that compassion and peace to everyone in the room in that restaurant, if you're standing in line, to everyone who's in line with you in a traffic jam, whatever the situation you are in. And that will help you connect to that base. Because what we want to do in life, we want to have this base, or if you want to look at it as a blank movie screen, and that's your piece. That movie screen is your base, your piece. That's who you are inside. We want to have that base because, we didn't come here to have an easy life. Have you found that out yet? We came here to experience all the highs and the lows and the highs and the lows, all these emotions and good days and bad days. And so we have these continual challenges before us. And we want that. We want to be able to have some different experiences in our life. My goodness, we would be bored to death if we had come here and everything was just great all the time. Though we can take that for, having a few days in a row like that's pretty awesome. But honestly, we are so powerful. We need the stress. We need the ups and the downs, and we want to experience all these differences in life. What will help us with that is to have this beautiful base of peace, So see yourself as that screen, that white movie screen. And no matter what's playing on it, let's say right now there's a beautiful little video of flowers and whatever is peaceful to you. For me, it would probably be nature. I love trees and I love animals, and I'm working on the insect part. I don't really care for them very much. But I love animals, and I especially love trees. And so you've got all these beautiful pictures of trees and nature and maybe a river flowing through, and that's real easy to not feel stress. Now remember, you're the screen, okay? The next thing that comes up on that screen is maybe your children fighting with each other, or some coworkers just, really going at it, okay? It's the same screen. The screen hasn't changed for you at all. What's being projected onto the screen has changed. Do you see the difference? It's not, our base has not changed, but life is always going to be flashing these different images for us. So what we can understand is we can still be that peaceful screen behind all these other images that are flashing all the time. And so your breathing is going to be very key in helping you to calm down in situations like this. So if you can start slowing it down, bringing it deep into the belly, touching the roof of your mouth as you're breathing in, and letting it relax as you breathe out. Okay? If you're somewhere in your car and you can cross your left foot over the right, and you can put your left hand up here and touch your collarbone, put your right one over it, and just breathe. And you will feel such a calming effect on your whole being, and you will remind yourself, these are just images being flashed before me. These are not me. These are things I wanted to learn from and understand here. I can breathe, and I can remind myself that even this too shall pass. Even their arguing will pass. It's only going to be in short increments of time that I'm going to be around that right now. Now, what happens when you get in a regular habit of meditating is, you have these highs and lows during the day, and you'll go through, these big emotion loops, especially if you're female, up and down, because we females, we are motion. We are always flowing, always flowing. Whereas our wonderful male partners are a bit more steady. They're more like the notes that, not the notes, but the spaces in between the notes in music. And the females, we're like the notes. And if you just had that female noise all the time with no space in between, it would drive us insane. So we need that balance. So you got these highs and lows. Now, if you can bring your peaceful base up more, understand that screen that you are not the images that are on the screen. You are the screen itself. So let's make it a higher screen. So as you go through the day, you won't have these huge highs and lows. You've brought your base up, so it's going to go up and come down and then go back up again. If we do not practice this, then we end up having a much lower base. So we will have much bigger, ups and downs in our life. Okay, so that is a very big reason for learning to meditate. And like I said, it doesn't have to be complicated. Just think about things you're grateful for and send out that feeling of peace. Send out that feeling of compassion. And if you practice this, and put it into play in your life, this is really going to help you when those stressors come, up in front of your face and on your screen. Okay, so what's another reason that meditation is good for the body? That reason would be, and this is fascinating, more and more that scientists are finding out. I'm not sure how many people know about telomeres, and a telomere is let's see, I've got a definition here somewhere. We have these, we have our DNA, and you have the chromosomes there, and let's say one looks like an X, and you can see the ends of that chromosome. Telomeres are on the ends of the chromosome, and we have something called telomerase, which that is an enzyme that helps to fix the telomeres, because they will want to get shorter as we age. And so we have the telomerase the enzyme that will help repair that. And so what they have found out with research is that meditation is helping that repair. That meditation, that people who, they've done studies that have meditated in a controlled group, and the people who did not meditate, there was quite a significant difference in the repair going on. The people who did meditate had a 30% rise in that repair level. And that's amazing. I mean, and they're just now, in the last, few years here, really understanding and actually having the data to prove what goes on when we meditate. And I will put a link for you with this video so you can go read some of that yourself. But that's fascinating also, that meditation doesn't just calm us, it actually helps repair what's going on in life. Okay, so that's another wonderful reason to meditate. What's another one? Another one they have shown is that people who can meditate and find what I call more of a base of peace, the enzymes in the blood that show how much stress you're under are much, much lower in people who meditate and are going through something stressful compared to someone who does not meditate and, doesn't even know how and has never tried this. So that's another reason to meditate, because stress is such a killer for this human body. It does so much damage to us, and it causes so much swelling within this body that causes damage. So if we can find ways to bring that down, that's only going to help our journey here be an easier one and a more peaceful one. Okay. Now, in life, we came here to learn things, and we're not going to come here and not have stress. So it would make sense for us to understand ways to come here, go through still what we would like to learn about, and yet have a way to not be so hurt by it, not allow the stress to cause so much damage. Now, there are many ways that our days can be made easier, and another thing I wanted to bring up is emotional freedom technique, because we go through our days here and there's so many things that we have stuffed growing up and in our young adulthood, and we take in these thoughts, and even if you're feeling incredibly strong and you feel like you're just in control of the world, it would be very much a miracle to be on this planet and not have some energy of something that's hurt you at some time in your life that is not still in here and stuck. And there are the big things that can hurt us, but it's amazing to me how many of the little micro, the little things we go through in life, micro stressors, that hang on and can really create some barriers in our life to living the life we want to live. And these little stressors, and sometimes big stressors, they create somewhat of a fog around us. Have you ever felt like you just couldn't think clearly? Well, a lot of us walk through life, and I don't know if you've ever been around fog in your life, but I grew up near the beach, a block or so away from the beach, and so I got used to fog in my life and listening to the foghorn and stuff like that, which I love. So many times in life we walk around and we have this fog around us, and we don't even know it. We just can't seem to feel very happy. We could have everything seemingly going wonderful in our life, and yet we can't seem to let go of this feeling of sadness and the feeling that, we do have a good job, and we have this wonderful lover in our life, and we have these beautiful children, and if you're lucky, grandchildren. We have these wonderful things, and yet we can't seem to get on top of getting above this fog, this feeling that it just doesn't feel right. You just can't seem to quite get to that happy feeling. And most of the time in life, it's going to be because there are these incidents that have happened in our life that have really affected us, and we don't even realize it, and we would think, oh, but it couldn't be that. And with working with people and loving so many people and loving the stories and loving what people go through, and I have so many heroes in my life, people who have taken their power back and are in control and know what to do with their mind now, and know what to do when something else comes up in here, and they know what to do when they're feeling so sad, and they've come from a place of being a little one who maybe was raped at a very early age to being this amazing being who is going around and helping others heal. I mean, the stories of human lives are just so incredibly empowering to me. It's like I can't get enough of them. And we all go through stuff here. We all have things that have hurt us. And I'm trying to think of something in my own life right now, because I've done so much work that I don't have a lot in there. But I'm trying to think of one that would have really bothered me when I was little. And I can remember a time, I always loved to draw, and I was always drawing. And I think I was in, I don't know, maybe second or third grade, something like that. And I love elephants, and I wanted so much to paint an elephant. And I can remember my teacher, Mrs. Butler. And I was in front of an easel, which I don't even know if children are even painting anymore, unless you're in a maybe a private school or something. And I wanted to make this elephant, and I made some lions on there. And I remember, I think it was like a teacher's helper who came around and made some comment or kind of laughed at what I had done. And as a child, I was so proud of what I had made, what I had painted, and I'm sure that person was just going, "Oh, that's cute," and laughed at it, but that's not how I took it. And I can remember that. And I didn't really want to draw after that. It took me a while before I wanted to draw again. And so those things can even come forward in our adulthood to where we will feel less than, and we won't even understand why we feel less than. But it's very common for people to have underneath here these different feelings of, I don't feel safe. I'm tired of feeling alone. I feel unloved. I feel hopeless. I feel worthless. There are all these different I feels or I ams that get stuck in here that can come from as little of a situation like that I was just describing. And so I think it surprises us when we do work and we find out it could be something that little that is bringing up challenges for me now and that is making it so that I stay in this fog. But it can be something that you would look at now and think, well, that's pretty small. How could that do that? But they do. Those things can cause these problems. So another thing to do to help that base of peace you want to make is to do some work. Do the work and release what's in here so you can get rid of that fog that you're kind of in that doesn't ever let you get your head above it to see the sunshine, to see all the happy things in your life and all the things to be grateful for. So science is wonderful. I love it, and I love that we are being able to actually see in the brain now and get MRIs and get all this feedback back of what this energy work can accomplish for us in life, what meditation can accomplish. And so there are some ideas for you on how to get yourself out of the fog and get yourself a stronger base of peace so that when you are going through your stressors in life, you will be able to calm yourself down. Know this isn't going to last forever. Know this is something, again, that, we want to experience these things, so that's why we're here. But we can also learn how to deal with these things in amazingly powerful ways. So learn to meditate, even if it's just seeing this beautiful planet we're on, surrounded with love and peace and compassion. Learn to look around in the daytime. Find little things you're grateful for, do your energy work to release those things that are in here that are never going to be released in any other way. Doing the energy work for us is one of the best gifts we could ever give ourselves. And there are people, so many people, who would love to help you do that. This is my passion in life, to help other people live a life that is full of learning and experiencing all the different things that this earth life has to offer us. But being able to do that from a place of power and from a place of peace. And so I hope that this has helped you. I hope you will take on meditation in the morning. This is for all of us, regular people. You do not have to be a monk living in Tibet to raise the happiness chemistry in your life, to create a bigger base of peace. I'm just a regular person like you. You can do this. You can bring more peace and happiness into your life. And if you want help, if you want to get rid of some of this pain, and some of it is actual anguish that is deep under here, get a hold of me. Get a hold of someone like me who can help you do this. I wish you a very peaceful day or peaceful evening wherever you are in your day, and I will see you the next video. Bye-bye.